Like, it's harder to get a clear idea on what to do in neutral nowadays. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing. Like, the farther and farther you get, like, in the hierarchy of, like, Smash skill, the smaller and smaller that your mistakes are that cost you the games and sets. So it's like you need to really, really tighten down on, like, what needs to work. So consistent damage, understanding what are your best, like, win conditions that you can do is also really good, too. And then those kind of things. And just building a game plan around that. Matchup things as well. Let's get into this. So Mega Man Duck Hunt. Ultimately, I think this matchup ends up slightly in Mega Man's favor just because he's got the comeback factor and the survivability. But in terms of like neutral, once both players kind of know how everything works, the neutral advantage does go slightly to Duck Hunt. And I do know that I watched this like back when this first came out, but it's been a minute since I've seen it. So the main things that you got to know is that you can exploit the fact that lemons don't burst Clay Pigeon very, very well. You can get some really big punishes on Mega Man like that. Also, Gunman is very, very good with interfering with Mega Man's neutral in general. The only thing that's going to go through it is like Metal Blade. So if you can pick up Metal Blade, really doesn't have any good ways to mess with you. And the other thing too is like most of the cheese kills are going to come off of Metal Blade confirms. And honestly, I don't really see too many Mega Mans do that. Like they can do like Metal Blade back air. They can also do like Metal Blade to like up tilt and things like that. So you can get some very, very early stocks off of that. But outside of that, there's nothing like really big damage, scary things that he can do. But he does have like a lot of really good moves that can kill you if you're not careful, aware of them. So we'll kind of go through this and we will point out things as we see them. Also, this is a matchup that you can exploit Anchor Can a lot, but I don't know if Fawn does it here. So something to keep in mind is like being aggressive against Mega Man is good for like at least like with an aerial is good for like two reasons. Against lemons, you will just eat through them. So you basically ignore lemons and will hit Mega Man. And if they throw out a Metal Blade, you will catch it and hit Mega Man. So those are like kind of two tidbits that you can take in mind whenever you're playing neutral against him. And like at these lower percents, like when you can kind of stay right on top of Mega Man, this is good to do just because you're basically getting a guaranteed punish since like Mega Man can't really get out of this because like, you know, they don't really have a way to land. Like they've got no good hitbox below them. Yeah, that all like the polluting the screen with projectiles and spacing positioning, that depends what's going on in the game. So in this case, what Fawn's doing, this is all good. There is no reason to set up just because you can get a bigger punish off of being right on them. Yeah, that point was on top of them, didn't take that into consideration. Now we can get something started. So something that Fawn did specifically tell me is that they do very deliberately go for the ping hitbox to block out attacks. So right here, you're going to see, I believe, yeah. So they actually did the ping right here to nullify the lemon. So this thing the can did not get anchored and it will still keep pinging to the left. So one thing that's good about like having that gunman there is that's going to stop lemons from going through. So you can get some setups like pretty freely off of that. It's going to stop Crash Bomber as well. So the only thing that they can realistically do to threaten you here is throw a Metal Blade through, which is not scary. So if you short hop and they Metal Blade, you can actually just move forward and punish them at that distance. So this was super, super smart. Let's go over what happened here. Yeah, Crash Bomber here, so this is going to explode. So with the way that's positioned, if it hits can, it's going to go to the right. So what did Fawn do? We have Can being pinged in a way that will very deliberately cover every single jump option that will come out for Mega Man. But they also know that this explosion is going to go off. So what happens? Now it's going to ping right and it lands on stage. So you'll have like a little period where you can't ping it, but just absolutely amazing coverage there. They may not have 100% realized that because they're right here trying to throw out an attack and hit Mega Man. But they pretty much could have just stayed right here and just had all of this covered without needing to do anything. And then Can would have just covered this zone right here. It's like super, super, super smart, but they may not have realized how big brain that player was. Regardless, the pickup is there. And I think that's a thing that is very exclusive to Mega Man because I don't think there's another character that has anything that could do something like that. Like the only thing I could think is like Gordo Stick, but I'm not sure if it exactly hits it like that. Also, yeah, if like they're spamming lemons on you, you can kind of spam CP and you should be able to get one out while a lemon like knocks you out of hit stun like that. But if they jump, then obviously you'll miss. Yeah, so here they should be pinging Can like to just be on top of stage here. So that way if they jump, they can just do jump, air dodge, Can, ping, and have themselves covered. Yeah, just barely missed like their placement on the Can there. They were so close to getting that pickup there. Oh, God. Like the thing that I really love about all of this is that like every single like conversion that you're seeing off of these Mega Man projectiles, this is calculated because like they are ready to get the pickups off of that. Yes, it is. Thank you so much for sharing me with the praise blueprint. But yeah, that's insane. The thing too is like they're so good at timing that with the grabs as well. I can't get over it. This guy is a little bit caught up in his explanation. But see, that's the insane thing is that literally just getting touched by a lemon automatically makes your clay pigeon safe if you just like press it. So like if you do like jump, lemon, clay pigeon lands on a platform, you can very easily get a grab, throw them into clay pigeon and get a pretty sick conversion off of it. Getting the conversions of them. Oh dang, that's rough. Also, something that I want to talk about with a lot of you duck hunts. This right here. This. Not enough of you guys do this. Oh wait, never mind. For a second I thought that she got the shield poke here, but they actually jumped out. Never mind. But yeah, there's a lot of times that if you do like a gunman and Can, a lot of characters will actually have their like heads poke out of their shield enough. So sometimes you just need to wait for the shield just to like get a little bit smaller and then you can get that opening there. Yeah. Yeah, if you have not used F smash at the ledge and like you think you can condition roll off of throwing Can there, it's not a bad setup to go for. And if they don't roll, then Can's still there to cover normal get up attack, less so, but jump as well. So keep in mind, like you get that once a set, and then at the very end, maybe not. Oh, welcome back, Wisdom. Hope you're still getting like those learning explosions on you. But dang, yeah. This is probably the best game that I've seen of like knowing how to exploit all of Mega Man's properties against himself. Like if you need to know how to fight like any aspect of Mega Man, that last game was it. And I imagine she'll continue it in this game too. Yeah, and that's not a bad option to do either. But yeah, see, like right there. Okay, if Mega Man starts with Metal Blade, I grab it. If Mega Man starts with Lemons, I rip through it. And it's like from that far away, like Mega Man's not going to drop down fair. And if they do that, you'll punish him. So keep in mind the second that Fawn whiffed here, what she did was spam Clay Pigeon. So whiff, like, oh, what are they going to hit me? They hit me with lemons? Okay. Free Clay Pigeon is out. And I can automatically move. So BS like that is something that you can keep in mind that you can do. Now, keep in mind, this is an exclusive against Mega Man tech. This will not apply to any other characters. Except, like, Falco. Falco's, like, the only one I could see, like, firing 3 lasers, but that'd be a very weird thing for them to do at Ledge. So, most likely, no. Yeah, that could have been a better punish, but, you know, like I mentioned, Fawn does not have a switch. They can't exactly practice Clay Pigeon combo, so you'll notice if you do watch their gameplay, is generally speaking, they'll do Clay Pigeon to one area and they won't do the chain. So hopefully if we get that donation goal funded, they can practice those for better execution. See, there we go right there. This property against Mega Man, not only against like Metal Blade, against Lemons, you can always use this property against him. So when you have like Can get tapped like this, 2 things happen. First of all, Can's now going to ping left. Second of all, Can is anchored. Mega Man was like back here throwing lemons or metal blades at it. Can's not going to move. So what happens is that you essentially create a wall that prevents Mega Man from being aggressive against you. So basically, if you play behind it, Mega Man has to come chase you, and Can will chase him naturally. Let's say like Mega Man, if you played in front of it, Mega Man hits you behind Can. If Mega Man chases you, then you can also deter it that way as well. And if you shield on top of Can and they're doing, the only thing that's going to get through is going to be like Metal Blade. So there's just like a lot of conditioning that you can do off of it. And just keep in mind that like, let's say you have Can set up on there on like the platform, then basically you have a wall on top of there. And then if Mega Man runs under it, then you can ping Can right on top of them and punish them there. So it's a very, very good property to know that you can exploit like crazy in this matchup. Yeah, no, Fawn's nutty. Like high key, like in the entirety of like Duck Hunt plays, they do some of like the best things that I've seen like any Duck Hunt player do, and they don't have a switch, which is wild. Yeah, in that case, that can trade was in their favor, just because like back air is very strong. Uh, would not have killed center stage, but you might as well get more damage on them and get in a position where you can set up against them. So, 2 reasons why you use Gunman. One is for when you do that, you get a free setup. Basically, like there's just like a lot of like safe zones to throw it out. Technically, they can Metal Blade through, but you know, if you, as long as you're watching Mega Man, you'll know exactly because they can throw Metal Blade like this or they can throw Metal Blade like that. So very limited on how they're going to do it. So I was going to say that would have been a very good opportunity to set up Anchor Can there, but unfortunately she didn't go for that. Yeah, not exactly the way I thought it would have gone. Also, that is something to keep in mind, is if they are going to land on top of you with Leaf Shield, you can just like Clay Pigeon through it as well. Yeah, like no lie, Fawn with the Switch is going to be insane to see if she like is able to like practice some things out like crazy. Yeah, good patience coming from the Mega Man. Absolutely beautiful pickup there. There's no other way that you're going to get like that combo off of it. Yeah, now she's in a position where she could kill, but she got really lucky there. There were so many moves that they were getting hit by. But yeah, really good ledge coverage right here. There was so much shield pressure going on there too. Yeah. The thing that you need to realize about like most Duck Hunt players' grabs and like the type of grabs that Fawn's doing is like they condition this stuff absurdly well with like the amount of ways that they're just trapping their opponents in shield to the point where it's just like, you know, you're not ever going to be ready for the grabs just because like they're just throwing it at the moments when you're just not really going to be ready prepared for it because like they're just getting pelted so much. Yeah, something to keep in mind too is that thrown if Mega Man has the metal blade as an item, you can Clay Pigeon through it without it breaking your Clay Pigeon. So keep in mind that's a good option you can use if you see them doing that. When they throw metal blade just from special, it'll break Clay Pigeon. Always remember that. So at this point, oh, actually, it didn't go that way. A little surprised. You know, that's something I need to test is that despite Mega Man throwing Metal Blade backwards, maybe because Mega Man was facing forwards, it actually still pinged forward. That's something I would actually have to test. And also, option coverage. Stuff that people kind of are bad with. Like, technically, covered the platform with can there, had the ground covered with gunman. That was very good. It's just the can whiffed. And that's going to be the stock. Yeah. Like that one, you just kind of had to time your air dodge or can perfectly there. So that's like a little bit more of a scramble situation. So either you guessed right or you didn't. Yeah. Like, technically speaking, if she was just a little bit more patient or when the second she saw him go low, it's like, oh, I can jump. Then she would have been fine. But she did commit to that can a little bit early. Like in those like close scramble situations, you want to be as late as possible when you get those out. Nah, I mean that last stock, basically the entire time King Arc had Fawn on the back foot. So at that point, there was no conditioning going there. That was hilarious. The white husky to the opening. Yeah. At that percentage, you have to do like a little short hop to get that clay pigeon. Also, something to remember, Mega Man is one of those characters that you can clay pigeon F smash. Yeah. The other thing too is I think Mega Man drifted far enough away that they might have been able to avoid the fair. Did they buffer that? Hold up. Okay. Dumb thing I did not realize we had. Okay, so this is a fair, like a not well spaced, just a fast fall fair on the earliest frame on the top of the shield. Very, very, very top of the shield here. So this is a sour spot. Shield pushback and collision pushback. This is like one of the last frames of fair right here. And this was a buffered grab. However, because Fawn buffered down tilt, we have a hurt box shift to the back and the grab whiffs. We need to test out to see on every single character this works on, because Mega Man's grab is actually like, I'm pretty sure it's a decent grab. Let me see. Let's just double check. The main thing I care about is the size. The frame data is basically the same as everyone else. Yeah, look at this. That's a pretty good grab. With some more after the stream, but I sort of learned the art of approach. It's a bit finicky with Duck Hunt, but does have the button to help him maintain stage control. There's to land with fair outside of shield or whiff punish range, as long as you're unpredictable with it. Yeah. Dang, that's crazy though. Because like the thing too is I'm pretty sure this would catch spot dodges too. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure you could catch spot dodges with that too. Because it's like, wait, Plague is here? Oh shoot! Hey, nice to see you here. Yeah, because this could actually be like extremely stupid. It absolutely like nothing will be something that like nobody's gonna be prepared for. Yeah, I didn't realize it was like that bad as long as we buffered it, or that good for us, I should say. Okay, we like this would be something worth making a document on how many characters can we BS with like zero spacing fair to automatic D tilt to avoid grab out of shield. I wonder. Hold up. I don't think it would work, but I'm kind of curious if that. Let me see how big his up smash is. I want to say that will catch us. I want to say that catches us. I was going to say, if it doesn't catch us, then that's very funny, but I think that would. Yeah. I was going to say, if we can D-tilt around like up smashes too and things like that, then that would also be good to know, but I feel like that's going to be a lot more niche. That was a very bad drop right there. Keeping Can there, as long as they hit it with like Metal Blade, Lemons or something like that, they would have had a very good ledge trap there. Yeah, there you wanted Can to just like be in the way for the detonation. Oh god, that was such a good air dodge there. This is very smart right here. Pretty much like whenever you're going to see a Mega Man do Z-drop, yeah, whenever you're going to see them do like Z-drop Metal Blade, they're basically going to just jump back and like grab it. So you can pretty much get like a guaranteed attack grab there or something like that. Beauty of down throw up air. Shiokan is my friend. Sweet. Do you know what's insane? Like, it's such a brief little detail, but this frame perfect option is intentional. And like Fawn has strictly told me that. They can frame perfect ping, because keep in mind, this is a one frame hitbox, around projectiles coming to them in order to keep it in play and nullify what's going on. Did he? Let me see how Mega Man got around that, though. Okay, so it wasn't live. It wasn't live there, so otherwise that would have hit him. Though actually, let me check. That's a weird one. Hold up. Oh, that's interesting. Because if they hit can, you should not be able to get a ping out there. So something really, really weird was going on in that moment. But okay, the one thing, the knockback wasn't stored. I don't think it was, though. Because the only thing that could have stored it before was the pinging there. But like generally speaking, like I'm not sure what happened. But because she was able to ping it here, can went into her control. And then because it went into her control, it automatically blew up Mega Man. That's the only thing I could think, but it's a frame perfect move. So that's what I don't understand. That's really weird. Because like the main thing with that is like if you can do something like that consistently, you basically have a shield can at all times. So if we can figure out a way like that can consistently work, then we're good. Because like think about it. If you can get that technique to a point where you can never touch can safely, this becomes like an even scarier neutral than it already is. Also, another reason why you really want to do this. I think this one was accidental. I don't think this one was on purpose. But if you are able to get this down, it deleted the hitbox. And with that hitbox deleted, there isn't going to hit you anymore. So I think from that range, I think it could have hit the duck. That point is getting good at pinging like that, very, very useful. But yeah, something I do want to mention, though, is that one thing that Fawn is not doing is Fawn is not really taking advantage of what Anchor can do for you in this matchup. So I will have to wait for another Duck Hunt to talk about that aspect of it a lot more. But I will say, like, the way that Fawn plays this matchup, this stage is very, very good for her. Because she just focuses on smothering Mega Man nonstop. And if you do it correctly, Mega Man really can't get anything started. And this is something to keep in mind. While this isn't the best illustration of this, if you are able to prevent Mega Man from knocking down your Gunman's going to rip through everything that Mega Man does. So you can put like a huge damper into your neutral if you know how to set them up properly. Ah, that's too bad. Also, that method of up air is so good too. He DI'd it and he died. And the salty pop off. Yeah. So overall, you can learn a lot of really, really good things of how to fight Mega Man from this set. I would say game one was the best, like purely anti Mega Man things, and that last game showed off some good things too. But I think if you want to learn how to fight Mega Man, the first game of this set's going to be your best one to watch. But still a lot of good things here. If you want to see shenanigans with pinging, like frame perfect pings, this last game is the absolute one that you want to watch. So I just realized I've had the absolute wrong title in here the entire time. I'm a little ashamed of that. But well, we've got that fixed. But yeah, main things to keep in mind with that. So, but no, overall, really, really well played. It's just that you can exploit like Anchor Can a lot more and get like a lot smarter ledge traps off of that. But like the way that you play around lemons, very good. The way you play around Metal Blade, extremely good. Recovery, you just need to be a little bit more patient in certain aspects in order to get around some certain scenarios that are kind of like checkmate light. But as long as you kind of have that, then you'll be able to like get around that fine and you can just dominate this set without any issues. Just really the main thing is just getting the Anchor Can game down every year.